Hi, friends. I hope you all are doing well. Yes, my dear friends, I'm quite apologetic to deliver the lecture, to conduct this session in this state, in this lying position, as I have been advised medically, the bed rest for some time. But the spirits should be kept high. That's why I'm not withdrawing from my profession of conducting the economics lectures. So, my dear friends, today's session is actually going to be very, very interesting. And on this platform of Economics Enthusiasts Academia, we are actually going to discuss a very, very interesting topic that is related to the International Monetary Fund, as being said by the IMF chief, Ms. Georgieva. We are basically looking at a mixed picture, and the risks remain on the downside. She basically said that there is a core need to strengthen the global financial safety net. She further added that while the advanced and strong emerging market economies have a cushion of more than $10 trillion in international reserves, the rest of the world relies on pooled resources of the international institutions such as the International Monetary Fund. She further added, while today the IMF has nearly $1 trillion in lending capacity, the quota resources, which are quite critical to ensure the predictability of the IMF's firepower, have actually shrunk in relative terms. I repeat, today, while the IMF has nearly $1 trillion in lending capacity, but the quota resources, which are quite critical to ensure the predictability of the IMF's firepower, have actually shrunk in relative terms. So, there is actually an urgent need to replenish the subsidy resources in the Poverty Reduction and Growth Trust, and hence the G20 is being called on to actually close the Poverty Reduction and Growth Trust subsidy gap and put it on sustainable footing for the future, including by actually exploring the options for using the IMF's internal resources. So this is basically the blessing in disguise. That is, the internal resources of the IMF are the blessing in disguise, which are being projected as the option to rescue this uncertainty of rising inflation at a global level. And hence the IMF chief, Ms. Georgieva, is actually looking forward to the G20 to actually close the PRGT, that is the Poverty Reduction and Growth Trust subsidy gap, and hence put it on the sustainable footing. So, my dear friends, the IMF chief has actually cautioned that inflation could remain higher for longer, requiring even more monetary policy tightening at the global level, as it pitched for strengthening the global safety nets to protect the vulnerable sections of the population. And IMF chief Ms. Kristalina Georgieva, in her observations at the G20 finance ministers and central bank governors meeting, called upon the membership to restore the primacy of multilateral lenders' quota resources by successfully completing the 16th quota review by the end of this year. So, my dear friends, the Global Sovereign Debt Roundtable, that is GSDR, which is actually co-chaired by India's G20 presidency, the IMF and the World Bank, is actually facilitating a common understanding of the key issues, including the comparability of treatment and information sharing. So this is actually a very critical time, and in this time, again, India is being looked upon as the lighthouse for the global economy to help the overall economy at a global scale to actually get rescued from inflation crisis. So, my dear friends, I hope that this particular session has been quite insightful, helping you to actually analyze and actually understand and comprehend and conceptualize that how that how the chief of International Monetary Fund, Ms. Kristalina Georgieva, is actually strategizing the overall strategies in order to help the global economy rescue from this inflation crisis, which is actually the uncertainty, but she is putting best efforts so that it doesn't become uncertainty, but putting best efforts to make the situation certain by following the proactive approach and hence conducting a very, very systematic analysis. And in this particular scenario, India is being looked upon. The forthcoming G20 is being seen as the wonderful opportunity and a wonderful platform to actually showcase the talents of the Indian resources, to pool the resources at a cumulative level. So, my dear friends, every threat has the capacity to be turned into the opportunity by churning the resources in the best possible manner, by allocating them in the best possible manner. So that's all for today, my dear guys. I'm again feeling little apologetic for conducting the lecture in this state, as my backbone is actually fractured. So I have to conduct the forthcoming sessions in lying position. Inconvenience is regretted, but the spirits should be kept high. This is the message which I am conveying. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Regards to all of you. Jai Hind. Namaskar.